Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and this is just my quick overview of yesterday's Made by Google event. And if you guys want to catch the replay, you guys can catch it on YouTube here. You guys can go to that video and watch it. I actually condensed it down to just the unveiling of the phones and just cut out a lot of the other jargon, so made it basically simplified. So even at the end of this video, you guys will see a little credit pop up here. Just go ahead and tap on that if you guys want to catch how they unveiled everything. But first off, let me just say this. I did pre-order the Pixel 10. It will be here probably sometime next week. Between the 28th and 29th is the guesstimation of delivery. So my pre-order's in. I'm just waiting for confirmation that it's shipped out. Maybe this weekend they might ship it out, so probably Monday. And then, yeah, we had the event. Every year I do a watch along, live reaction to the event. And so, yeah, this year was no different. I did one. I want to address something, though, because I've been seeing a lot of videos kind of popping up since yesterday. And one of the main things about, yesterday's event, people were kind of addressing the whole, they used Jimmy Fallon. They used a bunch of, celebrities, influencers, and it just felt lackluster and all these other things. And, I can kind of understand where, people are coming from, because for so many years, these companies, Samsung, Google, and, Apple, they all have the traditional way of unveiling phones. The lead front man of the company steps to the stage and, tells you guys that he's happy you're here in attendance and they got something special for you guys. And then, boom, they just show you the phone and this is the phone and this is what it can do. And these are the special features that we're selling to you. And this is how much it costs. And this is why you should get it now instead of waiting months later. And, but it's been done every year, and sometimes it's okay to think outside of the box and do something different. Did it pay off for Google? Well, I really wouldn't say it did. I mean, I enjoyed the show. If you're going to ask me, did I enjoy the show? Was it cool that Jimmy Fallon was hosting the show? Yeah, it was fine with me. It sounded like, a late night talk show style, right? Yeah, so people were pointing out like, oh yeah, so-and-so is going to act excited for it and he's going to go back to his iPhone. But, let's just be real. A lot of content creators on YouTube do the same thing. So if you're going to chastise Jimmy Fallon for it, and you need to do it for other content creators here on YouTube who, are all about Pixels on the day that Pixels release, and then like a couple of weeks later, they're back on their iPhone, they're back on their Galaxy S25 Ultra. Like, let's not be petty about things. Aside from all of that, we got the Pixel 10, the 10 Pro, the 10 Pro XL, and the 10 Pro Fold. And we got to see them, and they kind of demoed them, and yeah, some of the demos they kind of glitch out, but I can appreciate that, because instead of them trying to make it look 100%, just foolproof, they allowed a little error to show. Because in reality, when you take these phones in the real world, there's some things that you're going to try to do that you saw in the demo, and it's not going to work 100%, exactly like how it was in the demo. You guys got to remember, right? Steve Jobs fudged the whole world when he first unveiled the iPhone. He had like 3 iPhones on the podium on the stage that nobody saw. And one was geared up to make a phone call. One was geared up to, show demos of like the apps and how the user interface works. And then they had a backup to that one in case that one failed. So, I mean, nothing works 100% on demos. So let's cut some slack here. But at the end of the day, most of the rumors about the Pixel 10 happen to be true. A lot of the things that they were talking about, like the 10 having 3 camera sensors, and then people were like, well, what's the reason to buy the 10 Pro? But now that we know what the specifications are for the 10 and the 10 Pro, there is a reason why you should buy the 10 Pro over the 10. All right, so they're not very close in a lot of the specifications. Body size and display size, they are very close. But then when you look at the camera sensors, both have 3 sensors. They both have a main, an ultra wide, and a telephoto. But you have bigger sensors with the Pro model, right? So the Pro model maintains the 50 megapixel main shooter. It gets a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and it gets a 48 megapixel telephoto, right? And on the Pixel 10, it's a 48 megapixel main shooter, I believe a 16 ultra wide, and a 10.8 telephoto. So yeah, it's marginal difference when it comes to the camera sensor. Okay, we got basically the 10 and the 10 Pros coming out next week on the 28th. Anyways, like I said, August 28th is when they will be released, in the public to buy. You can buy it at Best Buy or whatever. Right now, pre-orders are still going on. I've got my pre-order in. I got the lemongrass color for the Pixel 10. Shout out to B-Tech, who also got a pre-order in. And he's getting the 10 Pro. I don't know if he chose the moonstone color, the jade color, or the obsidian, or the porcelain, but we'll see what he has for his unboxing next week. And my unboxing, you guys already know, is gonna be the lemongrass. Now the 10 Pro Fold is not coming until October, so that's something that we pretty much got. So it'll be released at a later date, but they did show it off, and it is the first foldable with IP68 water and dust resistance. Now it's not to say that the Galaxy Z Fold 7 doesn't have any type of water resistance. Remember, they build these devices. These devices can withstand, some splashes of water, some dust, but the IP that you see, like IP68, IP67, those, it's just getting the certification that it is water and dust resistance based upon these levels, right? So, what is it, like 6 for water and 8 for the dust resistance? And yeah, so the Pixel 10 Pro Fold is the first on paper to have certification for water and dust resistance. Doesn't mean that the Galaxy Z Fold 7 can't. It's just, when it comes to smartphones, I wouldn't even recommend anyone dunking it at all in the first place. So let's just be real there. So that's actually pretty cool. But then we got some additional launches with these phones, and that is the Pixel Watch 4 and the 45 millimeter version. So you get two versions again this year. The 45 millimeter version and the 40 millimeter version. And if you're getting the Pixel Watch 4, just understand the charging is going to be very different. You're not going to be able to use the old chargers from the previous models, because this one now charges being docked sideways, acting in as an alarm clock as well. And it's got fast charging on it too, so that's insane coming for the Pixel Watch. So the Pixel Watch is developing quite nicely. I'll have a whole entire separate video talking about that particular watch. And then we got the Pixel Buds Pro 2 with its new gestures, which could be a little kind of like a little silly, but you know what, Google's always been silly about things. And then on top of that, we have a successor to the Pixel Buds A. Like, I have the Pixel Buds A somewhere around here, I believe. Oh, it's like over there. But anyways, so I have the Pixel Buds A. There hasn't been a follow-up to the Pixel Buds A for a couple of years now, and so I'm happy to know that the Pixel Buds 2A is also coming out at $129 for the Buds 2A, and I believe $229 for the Buds Pro 2. So you can get the Pro model Buds, you can get the affordable Buds, and the affordable Buds look nice. I'm probably going to end up getting one of those down the road, maybe around Christmas time. Who knows? But, overall, when it comes to the Google Pixel 10 release, the Made by Google event 2025 was pretty solid. I didn't care for the Jonas Brothers or their music video. To me, I just wanted to know about the phone. So while they had all these other quirky things like Jimmy Fallon and, all these celebrities on there, that's not what I was paying attention to when it came to the keynote. I was just paying attention and wanting to hear about these devices that were being released, talked about, shared, specifications, Material 3 Expressive, the user interface. Super stoked about that. Separate videos coming down the road on each of these subjects individually to give more focus to them. But we saw a lot, though, in this demo right here. And I couldn't be more excited for the Google Pixel 10.